Hello everyone, and welcome back to the show that begs the question.
You ever dance with the devil in the pale moonlight?
Today it's Joker's Wild as we prepare for Joaquin Phoenix to give us his spin on the classic supervillain. So which of his predecessors is the best Joker of all time? Let's take a walk down memory lane and meet our contestants. The following list are handsome actors that have appeared as Joker in at least one theatrically released movie. Cesar Romero, Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson, Heath Ledger, Jared Leto, and Zach Galifianakis.
Okay, are you making some of those up?
Nope, they're all real. Probably worth the Google.
So many eligible bachelors, only one rose. Jared Leto, don't hold your breath. Here's how we'll determine a winner. Round 1, box office / Tomatometer. Round 2, most memorable. Round 3, the most dastardly plans. And then we'll do a wild card round. That's our plan, and it is indeed horrifying. Let the Feast of Fools begin.
Listen, boopsy.
Introduce a little anarchy.
You can call me Joker.
Round 1, box office / Tomatometer. Much like a Nutty Joker experiment, we've combined the box office and Tomatometer into one giant category. Green plus tomatoes, so we're calling this round Salsa Verde. Jokers tend to do well at the box office because he usually comes with a side of Batman. But I'm gonna give the biggest shout out to Jared Leto's version here, because in Suicide Squad, Batman barely showed up. You get one quick scene of him battling Joker, then Bruce Wayne mails in a cameo, picks up his check, and leaves. And Suicide Squad is actually the third highest grossing film featuring a Joker ever, raking in over $784 million worldwide. So does that mean Jared Leto could actually win this round? No.
You don't want no beef? You don't want no beef?
Suicide Squad stands at a rotten 27% of the Tomatometer, and it's looking up at every other Joker-centric film. According to said Tomatometer, The Dark Knight stands on top of the tallest Gotham building at 94%, followed by the Lego Batman movie, Mask of the Phantasm at 84%, Batman the Movie, Kaplow at 78%, 1989's Batman at 71%, The Killing Joke at 40%, and then, finally, last, the Oscar-winning Suicide Squad, still getting a trophy, even though it's in last place.
Are you sweet-talking me?
Fun Joker fact. The Dark Knight is the highest rated of the Christopher Nolan Batman films. They average 88%, and 1989's Batman is second highest rated of the Tim Burton / Joel Schumacher movies. They only average 49.5%. Hey, Mr. Freeze, thanks for putting that franchise on ice.
That's my exit cue.
So given The Dark Knight's impressive Tomatometer and the fact that it grossed $1.25 billion worldwide, what could possibly compete against that robust mix of acclaim and dollar bills? Well, not the Mark Hamill Joker flicks. Mask of the Phantasm is epic, and I bought it on VHS the day it came out. But it only did $12 million worldwide at the box office, and The Killing Joke only did $4 million. But don't count out all that animated fare just yet. The Lego Batman movie made $312 million internationally and was universally praised by both critics and my nephew.
Blink, 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 blinkety, blink, blink, blink.
Unfortunately, we don't have reliable box office data for the 1966 Batman the movie because people were too busy freaking out over Dylan plugging in. So the only real contender to Heath Ledger in this category as far as reception and money is Jack's Joker. In the summer of 1989, you could not escape Batmania. Theaters were packed, tickets were sold out, merch was flying off the shelves. Turn on the radio, it's another Bat tune by Prince. The film would go on to make $975 million worldwide, and yes, I adjusted for inflation. And the 1989 Batman film, that's the movie that introduced me to movie theater nachos. Have not seen my abs since. They're on the side of a milk carton.
How are your abs, bro?
Too much flab, not enough ab.
But if we're looking at both green and tomatoes, we'll fry them up, call Jessica Tandy, and say Heath Ledger's Joker is the highest on the Tomatometer and the biggest at the box office. This is an easy call. Round number 1 goes to Heath.
It's gone.
Round 2, most memorable. If you gotta go with a smile. This round will reward that Joker that most stands out from the pack. Heath Ledger certainly fits that bill, and the Academy agreed. His Joker put all comic book films on its back as he ushered them into a new age of acceptance with both general audiences and award voters. The only slightly tethered madness that he shows in scenes like the mob boss meetup and the hospital explosion sear that face into our memory as one of the ultimate reminders of Alfred's cautionary words.
Some men just want to watch the world burn.
And we know Batman remembers him. Why? Because he offed his girlfriend. It's not funny. I don't know why I'm laughing.
I thought my jokes were bad.
Not quite as remarkable was Jared Leto. Not because his performance wasn't good. I liked his take, and the backstory that this is a former gangster gone insanely rogue has merit. He looks good shooting a Tommy gun, and I wish him and Harley all the best, if that's what she wants. But at a paltry 7 minutes on screen, Leto simply didn't have the time to give him a shot in this round. Enter Mark Hamill. In an inspired twist on the character, Hamill infused the Joker with an insatiable need to not only torment Batman, but to have Batman around, because without a hero, being a villain just ain't as much fun. Those impeccable, sadistic laughs reverberate throughout the Batcave, and the panache of this Joker cannot be oversold. How memorable is Mark Hamill's take? He sang Jingle Bells, Batman Smiles.
Robin laid an egg. The Batmobile lost the wheel, and the Joker got away.
That's the best Christmas carol since Grandma got crushed by that reindeer. Look both ways next time, Myrtle. Zach Galifianakis brought a ton of fun to his role and offered a genuinely different outlook. Like Hamill, his Joker knew life was better with Batman in it, and he took it a step further. Go watch that movie again. He kinda just wants to be friends with Batman.
I'm off the menu. You won't get to fight any of this anymore.
He's got villain DNA for sure, but more than anything, he's an outcast that longs to be the member of a community.
I hate you more.
I hate you the most.
I hate you forever.
No one should receive more credit for this commune of jokers than the legendary Cesar Romero. The over-the-top clownish nature of his reactions became one of the signatures of the Batman series and the accompanying 1966 film. You never knew what that Joker was going to do, but you knew it'd be worth watching. Then we get to Jack. Look, I asked at the beginning of the round, who is the most memorable? Jack had the one-liners, the wonderful toys, the general insanity that we cannot get enough of. That purple suit, his flair for blasting music and defacing priceless art, the entrances, the exits, the gags that were so non-stop, they kept him laughing after he died.
Haven't you ever heard of the healing power of laughter?
We see glimpses of this side of Jack Napier's personality, and then after tumbling into a vat of chemicals and seeing one of Gotham's finest plastic surgeons, it's the perfect blend of mayhem to combat the Batman. Jack Nicholson wins, and he's tied Heath Ledger at 1 round apiece.
As my plastic surgeon always said, if you gotta go, go with a smile.
Round number 3, the most dastardly plan. The Joker loves being a thorn in Batman's side, and he always seems to come up with a plan to foil the Caped Crusader that is equal parts genius, ridiculous, and usually very expensive.
You ought to know you bought it.
Luckily, in the world of animation, it all costs about the same. Whereas Zack's Joker went to the Phantom Zone, Mark Hamill's had a blast in the animated series. Literally. He not only blew up popular Gotham events, he wanted to gas the entire city, and in his most creative pursuit, he wanted to turn all the city's fish into Joker fish. I gotta be honest, that's not gonna affect me all that much. And when I think about it, Red Lobster could put them in their kids' meal. That could actually stimulate the local economy in Gotham. Anyway, Hamill took it 9 steps further in 2016's The Killing Joke when he shot and paralyzed Batgirl. Yeah, that happened. Hello, R rating. Whew. Heath Ledger's Joker wanted general social unrest and anarchy, but he went about it with some insanely intricate plots and a lot of very obedient henchmen. From the bank robbery that kicks off The Dark Knight to the rope-a-dope of Batman and getting him to rescue the wrong person, where's Rachel? Nicholson wanted to gas the city at a parade, but he also poisoned Axis chemicals to kill people while leaving a crazed grin on their face. Love that Joker.
Hubba, 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 money, money, money.
Then Jared Leto wanted more Harley Quinn FaceTime. Boo-hoo. They're all competing for second place in this category. Have you heard what Cesar Romero's Joker was all about? Every time the dude showed up, he had some harebrained scheme. He kidnapped a Maharishi, he tried to gas everyone at a boat launching, he started art classes as a front for extortion, he turned the city's water supply into gelatin. There's always room for Jell-O. Oh, and he built a flying saucer and he started taking surfing lessons. We're not sure if the surfing lessons was to combat Batman or for exercise, but either way, bring your shark spray. Cesar wins this round, going away.
He who laughs last, laughs good.
And now we've arrived at the wild card round, the most iconic. Cesar Romero certainly gets points in this round because he gave life to a character only known from the comic book page, and he provided a trickster template for any Joker that followed. Leto and Galifianakis have only really been in one go-around thus far, and I think it's fair to say those haven't been as memorable as the one-timers wrought by Jack Nicholson or Heath Ledger. Jack came upon this role at the perfect point in his career. He was a huge star, and he could inject his own playboy personality into the character. His Jack Napier made a perfect foil for Keaton's Bruce Wayne, and we can never thank him enough for all the one-liners he donated to the pop culture lexicon.
Never rub another man's rhubarb.
Then Heath Ledger made us forget all that for over 2 hours. He won a posthumous Oscar, gave a darker, more damaged edge to the character, and teased the audience with any number of backstory riddles that we'll never solve. But it was only in one movie. Although he does win the Screen Time Award for live-action Jokers in a single film. Heath's turn had 33 minutes of screen time in The Dark Knight, edging out Nicholson in 1989's Batman by 30 seconds. Mark Hamill gave birth to his version of the twisted trickster a decade and a half before Heath Ledger, and took us further into the pathos of the legendary villain than we'd ever been before or since. Reinventing his own career in the process, Mark Hamill set out to illuminate us with the unhinged sickness of either a mob assassin or a failed comedian.
I'm crazy enough to take on Batman, but the IRS? No, thank you.
In a cool interview with Rotten Tomatoes, he said he wanted to differentiate the Joker's laugh like the colors on a palette where it reflects his mood. Accentuating that mood is the look. The pointed nose, the wide grin, the yellowish eyes and teeth, that's all good stuff. So good, in fact, that it wins in this round.
Hello, Gotham. Joker's back in town.
And now it's time to make my decision as to who is the greatest Joker of them all. Currently, we have a four-way tie between Romero, Nicholson, Hamill, and Ledger. So between them, I have to say, my favorite is... Fun sidebar time. So our expert researcher here at Rotten Tomatoes is Mark Hoffmeyer. He's known locally as the Mark that actually works on this show. I didn't write that. He compiled a list that was culled from 10 different publications such as Esquire, Variety, etc., who all had done their own individual Joker rankings. Here's how Mark's compilation shook out. Heath Ledger was the overall #1, followed in order by Mark Hamill, Jack Nicholson, Cesar Romero, Zach Galifianakis, and last, Jared Leto. So using all of that and factoring it into the tiny univac inside my head, Heath Ledger's Joker was brilliant. Brilliant. A performance not just for all time, but for all times.
Let's put a smile on that face.
However, when I think of the character of the Joker, a villain born in the comics back in 1940, the most accurate representation of everything that supervillain has come to be and represent is Mark Hamill's Joker. Yes, Mark Hamill gets the win.
I mean, what happened?
These diseased lunatics are right.
Yes, we are.
I am not gonna be part of a one-sided relationship any longer.
The cackle, the style, the emotional relationship betwixt him and Batman sealed the deal. And I'm so happy that I did not let down my personal dear friend, Mark Hamill. Here's a pic of us about to enjoy a quiet meal at Applebee's.
Mr. J's on the rebound, baby!
Congrats to all our competitors, and lest Mark Hamill get a big head, just remember, the greatest hero in the Star Wars galaxy? R2-D2. Hands down. No contest. He saved everybody multiple times. Last but not least is the part of the show where you, the people, have the burden of voting for your favorite Joker. All you have to do is comment below with your take and have fun. Defend your answer. Get involved. We love hearing from y'all because, in the words of an insane psychopath, no, you complete me. Was I doing Heath Ledger or Tom Cruise? You can debate it. We'll see you real soon. I'm Mark Ellis, but you can call me Joker.